2 days ago, Elias Pettersson was out with a knee injury. It was listed as a day-to-day injury, and for the most part, Vancouver Canucks fans were like, oh no, our number one prospect is injured. What's gonna happen to him? And recently, today, Bo Horvat also came out with an injury, and he's gonna be out for, there's a chance that he could be out for 6 weeks, and that's absolutely abysmal. However, Elias Pettersson today was playing for the Växjo Lakers, and this wasn't an ordinary game for the 18, 19-year-old Swedish superstar. Because this game, he was placed in the center position. He wasn't in the wing this game, he was placed in the center. He was playing center this game. This is what we drafted him as. This is what we drafted him to be. A center. And for the majority of the season, the SHL season, he's been playing that time on the wing. And, there's nothing wrong with that. He was getting so many points. He was leading the league in points. And now he's playing center. Okay, what happens in his first game back after a day-to-day knee injury, switching positions, now playing on the center position? Well, in true Elias Pettersson fashion, he goes out there and grabs 4 assists in the game. Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay, so I gotta give credit to a lot of Pettersson's teammates as well, because the rest of the Växjo Lakers, the rest of the line that he was playing with, they were doing a really solid job at helping Pettersson gain the points that he had, and now he is the sole leader of first place in the SHL in points with 35 in 25 games. Joakim Lindstrom, who is second, has 32 points. So Pettersson was a point behind Lindstrom before this game. Now he is above him by 3. So, what were his assists like? Well, you can see a lot of his assists on Ryan Beach's Twitter account. Ryan Beach is an absolute beast when it comes to posting updates on the Vancouver Canucks prospects, and I'll leave a link to his first 3 assists. It was a tweet that he tweeted out a little bit earlier today. So, talking about Pettersson playing in that center position, his first 2 assists were rebounds, and he was able to take a shot, and it went off the goaltender, and his teammates were there in the right position to bury the puck. That's pretty good. His 3rd assist of the game was really nice. He was battling the puck in the corner. He won the race, battling with the defender of the other team. He falls down, and while he's on the ice, he uses his stick to hook the puck right towards the goal line, and a teammate picks it up, crosses it through the slot. It's in the net. This kid's awareness is so good, and, Pettersson didn't sign a Vancouver Canucks contract because he said, oh, I'm not worthy of it yet, I'll sign when I'm ready. If this isn't worthy, what's he gonna be like when he's even better? Oh my goodness, this is an absolute phenom of a player in the Canucks depth charts right now. And it's so good. He was listed as a day-to-day injury on the knee. He was not supposed to be playing a lot of games. Everyone was like, okay, he's going to be slowed down for a little bit. Lindstrom's first in scoring. Pettersson, you can calm down. You can stay at second for a while. You got an injury. Take things slow. But what happens? He comes back. He's put in the center position, and he gets 4 assists. That's beautiful. Pettersson's ceiling is rising by the moment, and it's incredible. We don't have a comparable for him at this point. The closest we can say to Pettersson's production in the SHL in his rookie year is a whole bunch of guys who weren't even at this level. 1.4 points per game in the season, and we're 25 games in. That is pretty gosh darn good. So, looking at the all-time points per game in the SHL, normally, Elias Pettersson is 20th. And this is looking at the overalls. This is not looking at the rookies. This is looking at everybody who has ever played. He's 20th. if we go to under 20 on elite prospects and we look at the points per game, the only player who's higher than him is Kent Nilsson. And that was in the 70s. Kent Nilsson, mind you, did not have the absolute best, most legendary Hall of Fame NHL career, but he did get 54 points in 36 games in his 75-76 season, under 20 years old, and, you know, don't discredit him from that. That was a good season. But Elias Pettersson, man, 1.4 points per game in this season right now. Peter Forsberg had 1.23 points per game. Thomas Gradin had 1.11 points per game. Naslund, in his 18 and 19-year-old years, 1.00 points per game, 1.03 points per game. William Nylander is the closest in comparables in terms of dates, because Nylander in 2014-15 got 20 points, 21 games, just under a point per game. Elias Pettersson has 25 games, and he is at 35 points. That's beautiful. And we don't know where the ceiling is. We don't know where the cap is. And it's so scary, because even before the freaking, draft and everything, everyone was like, okay, Hischier and Patrick, these two are 1 and 2. They're fantastic players. And I remember there being some arguments asking, is Elias Pettersson capable of becoming a franchise player? And I don't know, man. I don't want to put any labels on him right now. I don't want to say anything's for certain. But the dude, man, he's tearing it up. He's scoring at a rate that nobody ever expected him to score at in a million years in his first year as an SHL rookie. He's had that report done about him. If he was heavier, if he was a little bit bigger, he would have been first overall. He has that talent to be a first overall player. And we're seeing that now. We're seeing that in the SHL. We're seeing that with the Växjo Lakers. And the more goals and the more points that this guy gets, the more multi-point games this guy gets, it's blowing my mind more and more. He had a 5-point game earlier in the season, and this game, he's at 4 assists in the game. He's a playmaking machine. And my goodness, he's playing against men, so you can't say, oh, he's playing in a weak league. He's playing against men. He's getting money to play for this team. He's playing against guys who are older than him, the highest level of Swedish hockey, and he's first in points by 3. And he's first on his team by 13. It's absolutely fantastic. And I can't be more excited. The only thing I just don't want the Canucks to do is to ruin his development by rushing him in. I want him to play where he's appropriate and where he needs to play for as long as he needs to play, and get him into the NHL lineup when he's ready. Because right now he's getting so many opportunities and he's capitalizing on all of them. The highest scoring points guy in the SHL is a 19-year-old. He's going to be a lock for the World Juniors. He might even be a lock for the Olympic team. Just think about that. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I love it so much. And even on the World Juniors, he's not going to be the captain. Elias Andersson is most definitely going to be the captain for Team Sweden because he is an absolute monster of a leader. And he's always been that character-defining guy. But having these two guys, I mean, Team Sweden might just win the World Juniors. Heck, they might even win the Olympics. In terms of the World Juniors, I mean, Finland's got a really good team. They might win it because their defensive core is scary as hell. But Sweden in the Olympics, it's fantastic. I can't stop gushing over Elias Pettersson right now. I love it. I love it. Vancouver Canucks draft picks in 2017 have been really good. The top 4, Pettersson, Lind, Gadjevich, DiPietro, have all been selected to go to the World Juniors. And we haven't had a Canucks draft year like that in such a long time. I mean, the last time this has probably happened, I want to guess like 1999 when we had Henrik and Daniel Sedin. That's probably it. I have no idea. But, wow. Just wow. It's such a blessing in disguise, the fact that the Vancouver Canucks did not get the first overall pick back then. Because, I mean, even so, taking a look at what Linden and Benning said, they were asked, if you guys got the first overall pick, would you guys have drafted Hischier or Patrick? And Linden was like, neither. So, who knows? Who knows where the ceiling is for this kid? All we can do is watch his games. Because he's tearing things up. And it's so entertaining for the future of the franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, liking, liking, gaming, and bye.